Thanks for being there. So, what's the most interesting thing you have learned recently? While you ponder on that, we're going to explore the importance of continuous learning and how it can benefit our personal and professional lives. Excuse me. So, joining us is Akman Nam. Akman Nam.
Humble.
No, I'm going to say
That'll
the
be
Akman
easier.
Nam. Henry
Shakwanam
Mkpa,
Henry, yes.
aka Humble Mkpa. He's a coach, he's a trainer, a speaker, also an entrepreneur, and he's a host Humble's live class. All right, Mr. Humble, I'm going to take that part. You're welcome to the
Yeah.
show.
Thank you very much. Good to
Coach
be back
Humble.
here.
Coach Humble.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
Good
it's
to be
always
back.
a delight having you on the set.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
It's
I'm
all right.
already excited because I know the show is going to be
Free,
yeah.
free learning.
Free.
Yeah.
All right, you're welcome, Coach.
Thank you very much.
All right, so let's
Appreciate
start this way. Talking about continuous learning, like Eddie rightly said, is something that it's so broad
it.
and
Yeah,
all that.
that's right.
But let's start with you. What is that thing that you've learned recently that has impacted your life, like doing so much for you now?
Actually, I don't know how to approach it, but I have always been this person who enjoys learning a lot.
Okay.
In my career life, my relationships, my business, in various aspects of my life, I just keep moving
Learning.
keep moving the post because
Hmm.
it is the only way you can stay relevant. It's the only way you can, as a coach, if you don't keep learning, you don't keep growing, you become obsolete. You won't have something to offer.
Exactly.
So since I do a lot of speaking, a lot of teaching, I do and coaching. That's because of that I read a lot, and I have various. As we go on in the show, I'm going to share how I do it. I'm going to
Okay.
share on the channels that are available because a lot of people have issues with
Okay.
learning. They just think it's about formal education. When it's done done with formal education, they think it's over. But this is an opportunity for people who don't know.
Okay.
Like for example, what I do with Humble's Live Class, the platform was formed to bridge a gap. I noticed that some people have need to learn, need for mentorship and coaching, but they didn't have access to these people. So I created the platform where I now bring mentors, resource persons, coaches, and so on the platform. So this platform creates an opportunity for people who have need
Okay.
for the advice and the resources to meet with the persons and the resource persons, and then
Okay.
that platform creates an opportunity, just like what you're doing here.
Okay.
You're bringing me here. You
Yeah.
call it free, So you may call it free, but I
Yeah.
enjoy doing things like this because what's the use of your talent, your gifts, your strengths
If you don't impact.
cannot share, you cannot impact and change lives? It doesn't make sense.
But when we talk about continuous learning, one will be wondering, what is continuous learning? So, what's important about continuous
I think
learning?
continuous learning to me would be the things you learn outside the academic scope.
Environment, yes.
Scope.
Yeah.
In fact, that's where it begins more
Okay.
because when you're out of school, you begin to confront life and find out that what you were taught in school and what you are experiencing in life is different. And if you are going for jobs, going into business, the marketplace speaks different kind of language. And if you were not prepared or taught, in fact, if you don't have the ability to adapt, adaptation here means continuous learning.
Okay.
Where you now begin to sort out the need, what the marketplace requires, what the employment space requires, what your social environment requires, your relationships. And you now begin to see, okay, how am I going to tilt the balance so I can fit in, so I can begin to remain, I can continue to remain relevant, right? So these are the things that call for continuous learning, and the refusal to do so, it puts you out of scope. As we continue, I don't know if I will take too much because I know the subject of this course is a lot.
Yeah.
We cannot exhaust it in
We
one
wouldn't even know which way to angle to come in
let me
from.
bring in some stuff that could really help our listeners, at least as we are just beginning. For example, for me, I studied physics in the university.
Oh.
When I left the university, I got a job with ExxonMobil, right? as a logistics coordinator.
Okay.
Now you see,
my
field of job it was different, and my postgraduate was shipping technology.
Wow.
So you understand. So if I was not the person that continues to learn and make to remain relevant, I wouldn't have even been able to pass that interview because the interview wasn't about what I studied in school, right? So when that happened, that was a way of adapting, which necessitates the continuous learning aspect that we're talking about, right? So even while I was on that job, I still continue to learn because most of the people on the job today, the problem with most people is, let's say, for example, let me use myself as an example.
Okay.
I got a job as a logistics coordinator, right? As I was growing on the job, I was seeing the need to expand.
Okay.
And I went into a lot into maritime safety, and I gathered over 35 certificates alone in that career point. Yeah, wow. 35, yeah. So when I got the certifications, I didn't stop there. When I say certifications in that particular field, then I now decided, without anybody telling me, I decided to learn and gather certificates also on courses as well as things that would be beneficial to me in case I am not on the job again.
Wow.
That's where the coaching certification and all that came to play. All the certification was to hone my passion and gifts, not what I studied in school. Right? So when that happened, eventually, when I was no more in that company, I was able to come up with this, with the coaching stuff and all that. I was still relevant in the system, even when I was not on the job. You know, the problem we have in our society is, you see, in the history of human evolution, from the Stone Age to the agricultural age, to the industrial age, to the information age, and now in the conceptual age. In every transition from one age to the other, some people are left behind.
Absolutely.
And some people remain relevant.
Absolutely.
In the Stone Age, right, man was more into using tools, improvising bones as axe, sharpening it to use sticks as spears for hunting, right? It was more of nomadism, right? Nomadic behavior. So as villages grew into town, right, the demand increased, and there was now need to have large farmlands. So you no more think me, my skill, my spear. There was now need to employ people, acquire more land, so that your produce will be able to feed more. Absolutely. And even beyond your sphere of community and stuff like that. So more people you serve meant more money, which is still the fact today, right? But you see, as they transition, people who refuse to transition to learn how to farm, how to cultivate farmlands, and how to domesticate animals, people who refuse to do that were left behind. And people who learn this new skill were still relevant in the new age. You see what happened? Yeah. So now, from the agricultural age was the industrial age. In the industrial age was the introduction of machines. So with machines, you can farm more land. Mechanized farming came to play. You can farm larger amount of space of land in shorter time and with lesser people. So people who learn how to operate machines, how to read and write, and understood how to run timetable and be loyal to the instructions they were given, became relevant in the new economy. People who didn't make that adaptation now were left behind. So the same thing happens when the information age came. Access to information was available, right? People pivot. Some people decided to remain where they were. unfortunately for Nigeria, we are still operating the concept of the industrial age. We are still training people because it was in the industrial age that the academic system was introduced. Because now you needed to have people who could read, write, follow structured timetable and instructions, right? So that is when academics came in. So because of the relevancy of the economy of that time, academic system was tailored to train people for engineering, law,
professional courses,
that we still run today. Nowadays, some people even if for example a child decides to study another course outside that school, parents sometimes
feel
like they're wasting their money and time.
So you just said something, and I'm so eager to cut in there.
Please, go ahead.
So from your illustration and given the background where you're coming from, that you studied physics, then went into logistics, maritime, and all of that, they were not related. So what would be your advice to people as regards continuous learning? Some people are so stereotyped, like if something is not in line with what they are doing, you could have just done something in relation to physics, and you keep going. You're doing your master's, your PhD, it's physics related. So at that time, you're limited. So when opportunity presents itself, you find out that you can't, So what, as a coach, what's your take for people out there to be able to diversify?
Okay, like I mentioned in that illustration, if you don't pivot through continuous learning, you'll be left behind.
Exactly.
Nature just takes its course.
Exactly.
It's nobody's doing. In fact, if you want to be relevant, you must continue learning. It's just how and what will make you continuously be relevant. Life is very dynamic. Time moves, life moves. If you don't move with it, you're left behind. That's what it is. So as it is now, if I may continue from where I stopped, moving from the information age where access to information and people who were willing to learn more, acquire more knowledge through the accessibility to information and growing, cultivating themselves to do more and become relevant for the future or their own selves. You find out that transitioning from the industrial age into the information age is where you begin to have A students work for C students. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Because people who faced the resistance of the academic systems pivoted or came out of school find out that they have something stronger. They're stronger in a certain thing that is not taught in school. That is not under what the cultural bias accepts. Now, when that happens, the people decide to go into business, decide to go into trading, distribution, learning things that are outside the school or what the culture accepts as premium courses. So they decide to hone those skills, learn those things. And let me use, for example, our Igbo brothers, not far from us here. They have this culture. Most of those guys have not gone to school, but they go through that 7 years apprenticeship, learn business and understand, execute, and win in business more than people who go and study business admin in the university.
True.
I mean, these things are it's just in front of us.
Exactly.
Those guys do far better. And if you understand these things, you know that these guys will still remain relevant in tomorrow's economy because they're still learning the market dynamics every day, face to face, hands on. And they will still remain relevant. And that's why continuous learning is very critical. Because learning, I'm sorry, let me end by saying this. You see, it's good to learn what you learn in school, right? Continuous learning makes you relevant. I mean, yes, continuous learning makes you relevant, right? But learning how to learn makes you unstoppable.
Learning how to learn. So you're going to tell us about how to learn, But I think people, I think that would bring us to where you tell us the channels that one could harness,
No,
Okay.
before we talk about Chada, because he
Okay.
said learning how to learn,
Mm.
and that should take us to why is it that some persons would rather stay where they are? We should talk about some of those challenges people face
Yeah.
Okay, that would not help them.
hampers
Okay.
The
learning.
growth, yeah. A lot of them has to do with belief systems.
Okay.
If you see there's a lot to talk about. I'm trying to look at what's going to fit into the scope of time.
Mm.
If you study our academic system, you will understand that some people come out of school and they are tagged as not brilliant. Yet these people come out of life and are doing very well.
Okay.
Through this process, a lot of people, because they didn't do well in school, just write themselves off. I'm not brilliant. I don't know.
I can't do it.
I can't do it. They write themselves off. So whenever a challenge is in front of them, instead of confront it head on, they freeze. They fold. So that limiting belief keeps a lot of people, before they even start, they have developed a strategy in the mind to run away from any challenge.
Exactly.
So whenever a challenge is in front of them, they fold. They say, you go, you are good at this thing. You hear it a lot in our society. I'm not good with this online thing.
I can't do it.
This online thing, I can't do it.
Right.
People make this statement. This thing is not my thing. When did you make that discovery? So whenever I conduct, because I do a lot of businesses around training of employees for businesses, and also I do a lot of training workshops around the HTDs, the Host Community Development Trust Funds, government and NGOs who do empowerment programs. You see a lot of people go into their empowerment program just to collect the computers or whatever will be given, and they sell them.
They're not making
These are
use of it.
channels that they would have used to pivot and become better in whatever they're doing or whatever they look forward to do. So they wasted opportunity. Instead of that opportunity going to someone
that would have used
leverage that
opportunity.
you know, right? So these are the kind of things I do to help people, because it is in those programs, you see a lot of programs that don't employ the kind of service I offer. What they do is they just train those guys, hand those stuff over to them, empower them with money and those perhaps those toys, and let them go. But you have not been structured a plan and training or workshop to walk these people through how they should structure their why. Why are you here? First of all, open their eyes to opportunities that comes with this empowerment program, this training you are about to receive. And then have a process after that training, a process that seasons them through how they can use the knowledge and what they have been given to see how they can establish a business, expand on their existing business, or become better. Because a 1 day, 2 day, or 1 week training is not enough for somebody who has spent 20 years not understanding what they want. So you first of all starts with do you even know why you are here in the first place? So when that limiting belief is there that I cannot do it, they see everything as something, a quick fix. They should just run away with what they can run away with after all.
All right, and we have lots of that in our society today. We'll go on a very short break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Wonderful quotes there, I must say. All right, thanks for being there. So we'll go straight to take our tweet before we bring in Humble back into the discussion. We'll have our first tweet here. It says, the future of work demands lifelong learning. AI and automation requires new skills, but our human touch should remain crucial. By staying curious, we shape fulfilling careers. Okay. Continuous learning is the engine of growth and the foundation of resilience. Life changes, industry evolves, and knowledge that once felt sufficient can quickly become obsolete. Those who commit to learning never stop seeking understanding, questioning assumptions, and expanding their perspectives, just like you rightly said in the beginning of the show. And then our last tweet here says, you keep on learning, and pretty soon you learn something no one has learned before. I wonder what that could be. All right, would you want to react to any of this before we go to our question?
Yeah, I would like to. I think I've touched on some of them.
Okay. Is there anything somebody has not learned before?
Yes, of course. Let me say something personal.
Okay.
Some years ago, I was with some friends who were talking about life, talking about the resources available for anyone, and the resources available for someone who has nothing at all, right? Because we have a lot of people in life. Some people are born into rich homes where there are resources. There are resources for them to, be able to grow faster and do better than some people. And outside those resources and the academic opportunities that they have to attend better school and stuff like that, outside that, they also inherit connections and networks from their parents, where it can help them to,
speed up success in life.
The success, right? But what about others who don't have those? What are the things available to them? I don't want to deviate because that's another topic altogether. But you see, the good thing about anybody who knows that he can do better is that you can leverage on continuous learning by learning on anything you pick. And the best thing about it is that information is available. There was a time that you need to go great distances, travel to good quality libraries to spend time to grow. But now all that is in our pockets. Let me say something very critical. To our listeners out there, if you're listening to me, the phone in your pocket is like having the best personal assistance ever. The phone you carry is like having the best personal assistance ever. Now we have AIs like ChatGPT, you have Gemini, you have DeepSeek. There are a lot of them out there. Even as a coach, I have conversations with these apps, and I get to learn new things that I didn't know. Again, perspective and context that on my own I wouldn't have been able to figure out. Right? And the great thing about it is the more you engage, the better you get at using them to become better.
Absolutely. Now, you didn't just start with those things, or you don't just do those things. Now, can you just tell us some of those strategies we put in place for continuous learning?
The beautiful thing about it is you need to know, first of all, that it's possible, that everything is possible. If you don't, you freeze at the first thought of it that I'm not able to do it. You go to bed and I tried, it didn't work. One of the key things that drives continuous learning is curiosity.
Okay.
You have to be hungry for it. Hungry enough. In fact, growth is an uphill task. To grow in life is an uphill. It's not, you don't slide to it. It requires commitment, discipline. It requires you sitting down, having a plan first, and developing that planning.
Okay.
Planning. You know, there are different approaches.
Okay.
First of all, sit down, you have an idea, and you now begin to say, okay, how do I move from where I am to where I want to be? Because more often than not, you will find out in the process of continuous learning, you will find out that where you thought was going to be your destination was not it.
True.
Right? So as you progress towards that and you discover more channels, better things, you discover even things about you that you didn't know in the beginning. Because I tell people from personal experience, anytime people approach me, I say this. One of the best universities of life is you. If you take interest in studying you, you will make discoveries that will change the world. I'm coming to that question.
Okay.
If somebody can do something that nobody else has done before,
Okay.
you will agree with me that nobody can be Nancy more than Nancy.
True.
You have your traits, a combination of talents, of everything, experience put together. It's you. Nobody can, take that up and be you more than you.
True.
Right? So if you come with your collection of gifts, collection of talents, education and experiences, because nothing just happened in life. Nothing just happened. Your collection of experience and challenges are there to mold you to become and to lead you to that expected end, right? So if you are careful and make thorough effort to studying yourself, you'll be amazed at the set of things you'll come up with. The way you think, your strategy in approaching the vicissitudes of life will be very different with how another person does it. So you have this unique Nancy and humble touch to the things you do. This is how innovation is born. This is how you come up with new things that nobody has ever done. And that is what puts us ahead of machines like AI. AI cannot have that.
Yeah.
But you can. You can walk into a room and have prepared your lesson. This is what I'm going to do. Because I'm sure before this program, you have prepared a set of questions you were going to ask. But the discussion is moving beyond that. And we're employing creativity and innovative thinking to answer and approach those questions differently that we didn't see it before the program began. So this is what continuous learning is about. But if you shy away from engaging at first and beginning to take interest in studying yourself, things happen in your life, come back and ask yourself, why did it happen? And you need to understand that there's nothing wrong in making mistakes. People make mistakes and think it's over. There's no mistake that is final. No mistake in life is final. No matter the mistake you make, it's not final. You can pivot from it. Sit back, look at the lessons, take those lessons and ask yourself questions like, how can I be different? How would I have approached it differently? If you don't know, please ask questions.
Absolutely.
The quality of your questions determines the quality of your life.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we have just very little time and I really want us to achieve a lot. So let's take this question to see. Somebody sent a question, say, must learning be academic? And what is the place of vocational or technical skill in personal development?
Okay.
Must learning be academic?
No, it must not be academic. Academia has a part to play.
Okay.
For example, going to school gives you an advantage. You can read, you can write. Mathematics teaches you how to handle complex problems and how to solve them. English does a lot about, English and literature has a lot to do about how you communicate and relate with people, right? Government like history, subject like government history. And so, there are a lot of it, I can't go into it all, but we don't have that time. The academic teaches you how the world works and how you can coexist with people, how you can become a functional member of a society. That's basically what you learn from school, right? Coming out of school, your vocation, don't just pick a vocation because somebody says that's what is in vogue. Your vocation, your line of vocation should be something, because back to academic, you see, people that go to school to study something that they are already gifted at do better. Because they are sharpening an existing skill or talent. Same thing happened with vocation. If you're going into any vocation, it should be something that you enjoy and have passion for, right? So when you go into the training, it's not just to learn how these things are done, to have the hands-on, right? But also to learn the business part of that thing. How can I market it? How can I sell it? These are critical, angles to vocational learning. And there's nothing wrong if you cannot go to school, you can still handle your vocation and be top notch at it.
Absolutely.
Because with money, you can go back and learn what is the missing dot that academics didn't give you. Or you employ people to do it. That's where the A student work for the C students.
And a lot of people don't even, you see,
there's no crime in it.
We've just learned.
I remember, whenever we have, there's this skill acquisition man we always have on air, and he's always talking about how people say people who do skill acquisition, who use their skills are like illiterate. But then they tend to like, how does he even put it again? Like people who are so educated, now bring in these ones who
have the skills
to work for them. No. People who have the skills but didn't go to school now employ those who went to school to come and work for them.
That is where the C student employ the A student.
Exactly.
Because let's not forget, the A student was A graded in school. A training for the industrial age, remember? A training to fit into industries. So you have that level. There's nothing wrong with it. Now you were trained for that. Now, when you are done, somebody else who came up with the industry structure employs you into their industry, gives you instruction on what they want, and you deliver. So we coexist. None of them is too good for the other. We complement each other. That's the C and the A, the B, even the third class and no school person. We all work together.
So I'm a bit curious. I'm going to take you back. I'm going to take you back to your coach class. When you said you bring in people who train people, talk to people. And I'm wondering, aside continuous learning, how about unlearning? When people
in fact, that's what continuous learning is about. It's about learning and relearning. Learning, unlearning, and relearning. Where learning is acquiring the new skill, you desire something, you go for it to learn it. Unlearning is that there are some things that you learn that are no more relevant, and you now decide to let go and relearn the new things that will be relevant, not just for today but for tomorrow.
Exactly. Okay, I just need those lines because it's going to help.
Okay, so when we talk about this, because he didn't finish answering that question, I wanted that strategy, because I know there are strategies to doing things, right? Now you want to learn a new skill. How do you go about it? Like setting the time, which is the most, I think,
the plan and the planning of.
Yeah, people talk about time management a whole lot. So how do you encompass all these problems to overcome all of them to achieve that thing you want to learn?
Yeah, I understand you very well. I've gone through this process.
Okay.
So I would like to approach it this way. The problem with the issue, one of the issues with continuous learning is that you wait for crisis before you want to start learning.
Okay.
Yeah.
You wait
People
for
do
the
that a
need to
lot.
arrive
Yeah.
before you want to go into learning.
Okay.
You need, that's why it's important you understand you first. Understand what makes you tick. What is it you want? And begin to make moves towards these things.
Okay.
You see the advantage, I come back to this again, but I can't say this enough. Access to information is everywhere. There's affordable, there are free resources. YouTube, you have Google, you have the AI
whole
platform.
lot.
There's a lot. And you have people too around you that you can approach. You have books, you have materials. You see, the unfortunate part is that people do not, first of all, understand that they need to learn. That there is need to learn. Because it is when you discover that there is need to learn that the curiosity will drive you into learning how to learn. Because we all learn differently. That's why in school, we go to school, some people are doing better than some people. For example, there are people who learn faster and better visually.
Okay. Yeah.
Some learn faster and better through auditory. Some through writing and reading.
True.
And some through kinesthetic, hands-on. So we all learn differently. Which of these ones are you? So the kinesthetic and the visual people don't do well in school.
Okay.
Because our school is designed
For
auditory, writing, and reading.
You're right.
So the people who are naturally visual or kinesthetic miss out.
And they become the failures.
So they are the people that call failures, that they don't do well in
Mm.
school. And if you are not lucky to have a teacher, a lecturer, or a school who understands these things, and your teacher or lecturer from your nursery, you are fortunate to have this kind of people who understand this and package that lecture, every lecture that they are delivering, to address and to attend to all this type of learners.
Yeah.
Some people will miss it.
You're right.
True.
So these are the challenges that we have. So once you are able, you come to understand how you learn, which category you fall under, that sets you up for the win to begin. Because you now know that, okay, going through Google won't help me. You go to YouTube, you see.
You see and reenact.
If you don't like all of that, you go for podcast, auditory. When you're walking, you're on a walk, you're exercising, you're listening. There are audiobooks now. You understand?
Yeah.
So the YouTube also provides you with opportunity of hands-on. You see how it is done. I have mechanic friends who have challenges working on cars. And what do? They go on YouTube to find out how it's done. This is something they would have gone to Germany to learn from Mercedes directly, but through YouTube, they could just do it for free. So anybody that does not, first of all, understand that there is need for it, is setting itself up to be obsolete. So the vocational question thing, I hope we've answered that.
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
We have.
So this quote, I would like you to, because time is really running out. So there was this quote we saw that learning, the capacity to learn. I said something about capacity to learn, and then that the willingness to learn is a choice. Capacity to learn. I don't know if the director can get
I wish
that.
can pull it up.
Yeah,
I
which
wish
the
you can
director
pull it
can.
up.
Okay, the capacity to learn is a gift.
Okay, the ability
to learn is a skill, and the willingness to learn is a choice.
Absolutely.
So,
keep it there.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's take it
line by
exactly.
Right? I think we should wrap up
the
with
capacity to learn is a gift. Yes, we are all gifted with the capacity to learn. They are limitless. I mean, your brain will not overload if you go into learning anything you want to learn. The mind can handle it.
Okay.
There's no supercomputer in the world that can match the capacity of the mind. In fact, they all mirror the mind,
Mm.
right? So the capacity to learn is a gift that you
Okay.
already have.
Mm.
So this overrides the limiting belief that it's not my thing, I cannot.
Mm.
If you put your mind to it,
You will.
fix it. You will do it. If it's not important to you, that's where the why comes in. If you
Okay.
define the why, if your why is strong enough, right? If your why is strong enough, there's nothing that can get in your way,
Okay.
right? So if you move to the second that says the ability to learn
It's a
is
skill.
a skill. Nobody is born is skill. The ability to learn is a muscle.
Mm.
Through exercising, you build it.
Mm.
It's an ability. To be able is through practice. Practice doesn't make perfect.
Okay.
Practice makes improvement.
Improvement.
So what happens to the practice makes perfect?
Whoever
Perfection.
said that wasn't talking about the
What
real
is
deal. So the real deal is practice makes
makes
improvement.
improvement.
Mm.
Okay.
As you continue to practice
You keep
it.
on improving.
If you go back to when we all grew up and started school, started learning how to say ABC,
So continuous practice.
nobody has taken notes or observed it. I have not read it anywhere yet. Perhaps somebody has done it, but I don't know. There's a number of times you will have to go from A to Z before you
you
master it.
Before it sticks to the head.
Yeah.
Practice makes improvement. So the more you start and continuously
Continuous
you go,
practice
you
can
continue.
now perfect, right?
That is it.
Okay.
So nobody was born with everything you need.
Mm.
Nobody was born with it. So as we continue to grow, it takes interest, takes commitment, takes discipline. As you continue, you grow. So the last line says
The willingness.
the willingness is
to
a
learn
choice,
is a choice.
which is what
For
we're talking
me,
about.
that really
That's what we're
hits.
talking about.
That's
So
it. That's just it.
if you think that you are too big, you don't have the time, you don't have the resources, you are not blessed with people, or because your father didn't leave you 10 million naira in his account when he died, or somebody, you didn't inherit something. If you think and blame outside circumstances and people for your problem, then you will realize, because in life, you may be born poor. That's not your choice. But if you die poor,
That's absolutely
that's
your
absolutely yours. Because you have time. Everybody has 24 hours. Everybody, the sun rises on them, sets on them, the rain falls. The same thing everywhere. The same things happen to everybody. What makes the difference is how you interpret what is happening. We human beings, we are meaning-making machines. So the same thing happens to the same person. Okay, two people. Let me an example. You and I had planned to go out tomorrow morning to make sales. We want to sell this mug, right? We are given this mug to sell. And the more you sell within a week, the more money you make. We wake up tomorrow morning and it's raining. You say, thank God it's raining. Everybody will be home today so I can catch them at home to sell. And I say, oh, it's raining.
Time to sleep.
Time to sleep.
Nobody will come out to buy.
So same
All right.
happening.
We have to go. We have to
Exactly.
go, Mr. Humble, and that's the sad part of this whole thing. We have to go. We have to go.
We'll have a part 2 of this.
I tell you, we have to continue. because
from
not
the beginning, we had established
not
this
a
fact
problem.
that
Yeah.
we won't
It's
exhaust
a
it.
lot.
We have
It's
to
a
come
lot.
back for part 2 of continuous learning.
Not a
Exactly.
problem.
Thank you so much for an insightful time with
You're
you.
welcome. Anytime.
All right, so as we wrap up today's discussion, remember that continuous learning is a journey, not a destination. So keep exploring, learning, and growing. So from all of us here, it's bye-bye, and thanks for watching.